In another huge setback to the BRS, the court has extended the ED custody of leader K. Kavita by 3 days in connection with the Delhi Liquorgate scam. These developments come 24 hours after a fierce courtroom battle where the ED claimed that Kavita had conspired in paying kickback money to AAP worth over 100 crores. As Kejriwal continues to be in ED custody, his wife has called for support for the Aam Aadmi Party chief.
आपका भाई, आपका बेटा लोहे का बना है, बहुत मजबूत है। बस एक विनती है, एक बार मंदिर ज़रूर जाना और भगवान से मेरे लिए आशीर्वाद मांगना।
The political face-off has escalated over Kejriwal's arrest saga, with INDI rallying behind arrested Delhi Chief Minister.
If you see, I'm at the very ground here. You can see all those protesters saying that the arrest of Mr. Arvind Kejriwal is illegal. I'm joined by one of the Aam Aadmi Party workers. क्या है इस प्रोटेस्ट के बारे में?
प्रोटेस्ट के बारे में यही है जो केजरीवाल जी के साथ इन्होंने तानाशाही करके दिखाया हुआ है, वो तानाशाही नहीं चलेगी। जनता का भाई है केजरीवाल जी, जनता का बेटा है केजरीवाल जी।
क्या मांगे हैं आपकी?
हमारी मांग यही है, जो गलत अत्याचार लगा रहे हैं, जो झूठे आरोप लगाए जा रहे हैं, उससे नहीं दबेगी आम आदमी पार्टी, और हर आदमी केजरीवाल है आम आदमी के लिए।
Opposition leaders have called out the centre for misuse of central probe agencies.
बात साफ है कि सीधा सीधा दादागिरी चल रही है। कोई कानून नहीं है, कोई ऑर्डर नहीं है, आपने हमको हमारे ही दफ्तर से जाने से रोक दिया। तो आम आदमी पार्टी चुनाव कैसे लड़ेगी?
Arvind Kejriwal is a popular chief minister of Delhi, and in a short duration, Aam Aadmi Party has managed to form two governments, state governments. So it is pretty clear that he is being targeted. This is a politically motivated campaign against him, and this is a political arrest.
आप देख लीजिए क्या हो रहा है, जिस प्रकार से ये दो मुख्यमंत्री जेलों में बंद हैं, ये लोकतंत्र की हत्या हो रही है।
On the other hand, BJP leaders gathered at Rajghat asserting their stand against the corruption trail by the AAP.
जिस व्यक्ति के ऊपर इतनी बड़ी इल्ज़ाम लगी हुई है, मैं मानता हूं कि नैतिकता के आधार पर उन्हें अपना पद छोड़ना चाहिए। अब स्पष्ट हो गया है कि आम आदमी पार्टी पूर्ण रूप से कुर्सी की दौड़ में है, जनता की दौड़ में नहीं।
What made Kejriwal take Liquorgate route? How long can AAP remain defiant? Bureau Report, Republic TV.
Now viewers, this is a season of making and breaking of alliances, and in that, keeping that in mind, we are looking at another alliance that has been formed between the BJP and the JDS in Karnataka. We are looking at the arithmetic and the breakup as to how the candidates of both the parties will be contesting from several seats. Let's take a look at this report to understand that breakdown.
In the run-up to the Lok Sabha elections, the BJP is putting all its efforts to strengthen its foothold in the southern part of India. In Karnataka, the BJP and its regional ally, the Janata Dal Secular Party, have sealed the seat-sharing pact. Karnataka State Election in charge Radha Mohan Das Agarwal confirmed that JDS has been given the Kolara, Hassan and Mandya seats for the polls. This comes just 3 days after former Chief Minister Basavaraj Bommai had said that the Congress will fall apart in the state if the pact is finalized.
It is on the verge of splitting. I believe that the moment Narendra Modi ji, our Honorable Prime Minister, will take a oath, after that few months, Congress are most likely to be divided.
Karnataka leaders have welcomed the seat share deal and are confident of winning all 28 seats in the state.
Seat arrangements have been finalized. It will remove all the confusion. Even our NDA partner, our alliance partner, JDS party also can start preparing, and they can also ensure this coordination happens and their candidate they can field and prepare for the upcoming election. So we are going to win all the 28 seats.
भारतीय जनता पार्टी और JDS ने मिलकर तय किया है, हम 28 सीटें लड़ेंगे, आपस में सहयोग से लड़ेंगे। 25 सीटें भारतीय जनता पार्टी लड़ेगी जहां जेडीएस हमें सहयोग करेगा, 3 सीटें जेडीएस लड़ेगी जहां हमारे कार्यकर्ता उनको सहयोग करेंगे।
With the Prime Minister on a relentless pan-India campaign ahead of the mega 2024 battle, will this alliance pose a formidable challenge to the Congress? Bureau Report, Republic TV.
And time now for some news in brief. Union Minister Nitin Gadkari expresses confidence in winning the election by a significant margin, attributing his success to the support of the people and his party workers. He emphasized his commitment to Nagpur, highlighting the substantial developmental projects undertaken during his tenure. Maharashtra Congress Chief Nana Patole said that the Congress High Command in Delhi has finalized names for the 12 seats. The list of the MVA seat sharing formula in Maharashtra is likely to be announced today itself. The BJP state unit will be holding a meeting of the party candidates for May 13th Lok Sabha polls. The BJP has so far announced candidates for 15 seats out of the 17 Lok Sabha seats. On the upcoming Lok Sabha elections, Congress MP Dipendra Hooda asserted that he is confident of the support of his party and will receive in Haryana. He also hit out at the BJP, saying that no solid work has been done in the state over the last 1 decade. BJD MP Amar Patnaik asserted that the Biju Janata Dal will be contesting in all 21 parliamentary seats and 147 assembly seats. He reaffirmed that the Chief Minister of Odisha, Naveen Patnaik, took this in the best interest of the people. In another boost to the BJP in Bihar, former LJP leader Rajiv Kumar Thakur joined the BJP in the presence of State Deputy Chief Minister Samrat Chaudhary. The Election Commission announced a comprehensive scheme for Kashmiri migrants to vote in the Lok Sabha polls through postal ballots. The scheme is meant for all voters of Baramulla, Srinagar, Anantnag, Rajouri constituencies in Kashmir. In a major setback for arrested Aam Aadmi Party chief Arvind Kejriwal, the Delhi High Court denied the urgent listing of his plea challenging his arrest and custody in the Liquorgate probe. In his plea, the Delhi Chief Minister had stated that the ED custody was illegal. Aam Aadmi Party workers are set to protest against the Delhi Chief Minister's arrest and burn effigies of the Prime Minister across all assembly constituencies. The Aam Aadmi Party said that the party will not celebrate Holi this year while their party supremo is behind bars. BJP leader Basuri Swaraj hit out at the Congress over its protest against Kejriwal's arrest, saying that the party has changed its stance on the scam. She said that the party had earlier stated that the Aam Aadmi Party's kickback money was being used for poll campaigns, is now shying away from this statement. Now, viewers, keeping you ahead on the investigation that is going on by the National Investigation Agency into the Bangalore cafe blast case, where there have been links that have also been found with the Shivamogga ISIS module as well. In fact, there are suspects who have been taken into custody with that link as well. Let's take a look at this report to understand that.
22 days after a horrifying IED blast ripped through a popular eatery in Bengaluru, NIA has gathered more leads in the case. It suspects Shivamogga ISIS module to be behind the explosion. A cap left behind by the bomber at the restaurant has led the NIA to Chennai. The Central Probe Agency says Musafir Hussain Shazib and Abdul Mateen Taha, both part of the Shivamogga ISIS module, purchased the cap from a mall in Chennai. The ISIS module was exposed after a pressure cooker filled with explosives detonated in an auto rickshaw in Bengaluru in 2022.
Now, the National Investigation Agency has gone ahead and identified 2 people belonging to the Shimoga ISIS module in connection with the Bangalore blast case as well. And it is being learned that Muzawir Hussain Shazib and Abdul Mateen Taha were the ones as well. And the cops have traced this particular cap which the suspected bomber Muzawir Hussain was wearing. And this has been traced to a mall in Chennai as well. And later the cops have also scouted through the CCTV footages which shows that both these accused were staying in a rented room at Triplicane.
While the suspected handlers of the ISIS module remain at large, is there a bigger conspiracy behind the cafe blast? Bureau Report, Republic TV.
Slipping into a very short break here now, viewers. On the other side, we get you detail of President Vladimir Putin drawing the line with Ukrainian attacks and Moscow terror attack, calls it a pre-planned attack on civilians and vows retribution. And the Prime Minister Narendra Modi chairs BJP CEC meeting to decide the list of candidates for Lok Sabha polls. Amit Shah and JP Nadda in attendance.
हिंदू धर्म में शक्ति शब्द होता है। हम शक्ति से लड़ रहे हैं, एक शक्ति से लड़ रहे हैं।
इंडी अलायंस ने अपना घोषणा पत्र शक्ति को खत्म करने के लिए किया है। मैं इस चुनौती को स्वीकार करता हूं और मैं इन शक्ति स्वरूपा माताओं बहनों की रक्षा के लिए जान की बाजी लगा दूंगा।
Now, viewers, in a visit to Egypt, the United Nations Secretary General made a statement about the deteriorating situation in Rafah and said that if the situation continues to be in this trajectory, it will lead to a human catastrophe. Let's take a look at this report to understand that.
As tensions escalate in the Gaza Strip, United Nations Secretary General warns against a ground intervention in Rafah.
I think there is today a clear consensus. Consensus expressed by the United States, consensus expressed by the European Union, consensus expressed by the UN, by the international community as a whole, that a ground intervention in Gaza, in Rafah, with the characteristics that we all know, would be a humanitarian catastrophe.
The humanitarian situation in Rafah has become dire, with aid groups struggling to provide essential supplies amid the ongoing conflict. More than half of Gaza's population has sought refuge in Rafah, raising concerns about the safety and well-being of civilians trapped in the crossfire.
I believe this is time to make sure that what we have been saying since the beginning, a humanitarian ceasefire takes place. At the same time, it's time for hostages to be released. At the same time, it's time to create hope for the Palestinian people that there will be a Palestinian state.
While demanding the release of all hostages held in Gaza, Guterres condemned terrorist attacks perpetrated by groups like ISIS.
ISIS is a terrorist organization that is operating in several parts of the world, and it is a very serious threat to us all. We firmly condemn, we consider absolutely intolerable the attack that took place in Moscow, and we encourage all countries to cooperate with each other in order to make sure that ISIS will not have the capacity to strike again anywhere else in the world. ISIS is a terrorist organization that needs to be fought with determination, with a lot of international cooperation.
Despite diplomatic efforts to broker a ceasefire, the situation remains volatile, with the United Nations continuously emphasizing on the need for immediate action. Agency Report, Republic TV.
Time now for some news in brief from across the globe. UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres stood near a long line of 8 trucks along with the Egypt-Gaza border and declared it was time to flood Gaza with aid. This comes days after Israel announced its plan to launch intense operations in Rafah. Egyptian president met with the Emirati President MBZ in Cairo for bilateral talks that focused on regional topics including the war in Gaza. The two leaders held dialogues on the devastating civilian crisis in Gaza and chalked plans for convincing Israel to negotiate a ceasefire deal. At least 7 people died due to landslides and floods caused by heavy rains in Rio de Janeiro. Rescue workers and firefighters found 5 people alive in the collapse of a residential building, which also killed 4 people of the same family. Indonesia's ruling party's presidential candidate has filed a complaint to the Constitutional Court with allegations of widespread fraud at the polls and demanded a revote. His team said that they will fight for disqualification of elected president and vice president because the pair was registered in violation of legal and ethical provisions. Dozens of pro-democracy activists gathered in Taipei to protest against Hong Kong's newly passed national security law, which grants more power to curb dissent. Article 23 of the national security law, which came into effect earlier, threatens life imprisonment for residents and who in fact endanger national security. Italy's Matteo Salvini gathered his European allies in Rome seeking unity in the populist front ahead of the next European elections. Salvini said that the leaders will work together to secure good numbers in the polls against incumbent President Ursula von der Leyen. The US Senate passed a long overdue $1.2 trillion package to spending bills by vote of 286 against 134, narrowly gaining the two-thirds majority needed for the approval. More than 70% of the money is expected to be allocated to defense itself. Slovakia heads to the polls to elect a successor to Zuzana, the nation's first female president, known for her unwavering support for Ukraine against Russia's invasion. Former Foreign Minister Ivan, a pro-Western career diplomat, has cast his ballot in the Senate. Tourists and local residents gathered outside of London's Buckingham Palace on Saturday, one day after Catherine, the Princess of Wales, publicly announced that she has cancer and is undergoing chemotherapy. Thousands mobilized in the streets of Peruvian capital Lima to defend citizens' rights to access drinking water. The demonstration, attended by social organizations and trade unions, marked World Water Day. Now viewers, in Britain we are looking at public and visitors who had come to the Buckingham Palace just hours after Princess of Wales Catherine in fact had announced that she was undergoing chemotherapy. In fact, hundreds came there to support the princess as well. Let's take a look at this report to understand what's happening there.
Tourists and local residents gather outside Buckingham Palace as the news of Catherine, the Princess of Wales, battling cancer reverberates through London. The announcement has brought an outpouring of support from people of all walks of life.
I think she should be just left alone to get on and have her treatment and to be with her family. It just goes to show that the royal family are only humans, so just leave them alone. We've not come here today necessarily because of the news of Kate. We've just come to see Buckingham Palace, but it's sad news, so just leave her to get better, to get well.
The royal family once again finds themselves in the spotlight as they grapple with this latest health challenge.
It was obviously just quite sad to hear. I mean, that's a difficult diagnosis for anyone, especially someone who's so in the public light. So yeah, I just really felt for her and her family right now, and also of course with the King's diagnosis as well. It's just a lot to manage at one time. So yeah, of course wishing them all the best, and for her kind of the best treatment possible really. And I also work for the NHS, so I know how these things go and how it can be a long process.
Yeah, I mean, I'm honestly just really surprised. I don't really know too much about the royal family, but it's hard what they're going through.
Yeah, it's definitely heartbreaking for sure, especially if like the family is hearing about it too. We're like in shock because no one wants to hear that, especially if it's your own. Yeah.
Princess Kate publicly announced that she has cancer and is undergoing chemotherapy in a video message on Saturday. The announcement followed weeks of speculation about her health and whereabouts. Agency report, Republic TV.
Time now here for a short break, viewers. On the other side, we get you details of the Aam Aadmi Party planning to door-to-door outreach in Delhi. High Court dismisses Kejriwal's request for an urgent hearing in his bail petition. And Defence Minister Rajnath Singh to visit Siachen to celebrate Holi with the military personnel today.
Amity has been ranked India's #1 private university for the 11th year by India Today, a testimony to Amity's world-class education, whilst imbibing values and sanskars in students.
Tech giant Apple has been sued by the US Department of Justice in 15 states after grave allegations that the iPhone maker monopolized the smartphone market in the US. Apple has been accused of hurting smaller rivals and caused pushing up of prices in the iPhone category. As the US government has cracked down on big tech, Apple is one among many of its competitors sued by regulators. The other tech firms who have been sued earlier include Alphabet's Google, Meta Platforms, and Amazon.com. As per the US law agency, Apple charges as much as $1,599 for an iPhone and makes larger profits than any others in the industry of smartphones. Consumers have been cautioned not to pay higher prices to Apple, as most of such companies are found to be violating the antitrust laws. The US authorities have noticed that if left unchallenged, Apple will only continue to strengthen its smartphone monopoly. This is what the court observed and said Apple
It's time now for a virtual interaction with an individual who has dared to scale. His style of entrepreneurship has been a source of inspiration to many. He has successfully powered his vision to scale with the restless passion to adapt to evolving trends. He's been a big believer in green and clean energy in industry, championing sustainability and environmental responsibility every step of the way. Through his visionary leadership, he has spearheaded initiatives to reduce carbon footprints, promote renewable energy sources, and drive towards a greener future for our planet. He has delivered on aggressive acquisitions, strategically expanding reach and influence in key markets while maintaining a steadfast commitment to working on the larger goal of building a robust Bharat. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the founder and chairperson of the RPSG Group, Mr. Sanjeev Goenka, the man of ideas who is scaling up with solidity and purpose, steering us towards growth and prosperity with unwavering determination and vision.
India and Indians is unparalleled. It's not only given the world a new confidence in India, a new respect for India, a new respect for Indians, but it's given all of us within India, every Indian, the confidence and belief that we can perform, we can deliver, we can compete.
The BJP government has changed the way one operated in India.
Sanjeev Goenka, thank you for joining us. I'd like to now invite Public Media Network's Editor-in-Chief and Chairman, Arnab Goswami, and the Deputy News Editor and Anchor, Suesha Sawant, to please come up on stage to have an interaction with Mr. Sanjeev Goenka, who joins us virtually.
Sanjeev, it's good to see you remotely though. It would have been even better if you were with us in person. I hope you can hear me.
Always a pleasure to be with you and at the Republic Summit.
Thank you, Sanjeev. Sanjeev, we've been talking to people and stakeholders in business, government, politics, governance, chief ministers. We hope to have the Prime Minister this evening. How have things changed for you? I mean, you're one of the biggest business houses, most diversified, probably one of the largest from the eastern part of the country, and spread out in India and globally now. You're also doing a lot of work globally. You have global aspirations as well. So can you just look at your story and how have government policies impacted you, if at all, in the last, say, 10 years? And how do you look to the next 10?
Quite honestly, India under Modi is a different India. It's a confident India. It's an aspirational India. And it's an India that wants to not only conquer the world, but rule the world. I think it's thanks to the Prime Minister and the policies of this government that every one of us in business has started thinking global, has started thinking scale, has started thinking of why you locate manufacturing in India, you manufacture for the world. The approach has changed, the scales have changed, the aspirations have changed, and of course the policies have changed. It has become easy to do business in India. And very importantly, India is viewed with a huge degree of respect across the world, as indeed are Indians. And that is thanks to Modi. I am a firm believer in Modi hai to mumkin hai.
Sanjeev, tell me, we've spoken about this and you're very keen to explore things globally. When we say we travel abroad now, we see a different level of respect. The relationships are different at a personal, professional and business level. Indian companies are thinking of going abroad. As one of the biggest business houses in the country, as one of the biggest business personalities of the country, Sanjeev, our theme is Dare to Scale. Are you looking at going global, and how do global players relate to you now? when you talk to your global partners and global investors and other stakeholders, how do they relate to you now? Can you give us anything anecdotal about this?
You know, in the past, when you introduce yourself as an Indian company, if you were a Ratan Tata or a Mukesh Ambani or a Gautam Adani, it was different. But for most other companies originating out of India, you didn't even get an audience at the senior most level. Some middle level guy would see you. Today you get an audience at the senior most level. And that is the difference that Modi and his government has brought to the perception of India.
Oh, that's huge. Now, you're taking risks. I'll take one more question and hand it over to you, Suesha. But I'm very keen to know, you see, people say, are people investing in India? Are Indian houses investing abroad? Are they parking their capital abroad? But you have done the opposite. You are going to acquire Aquafarm Chemicals company for 3,800 crores. And congratulations, last month you acquired a 4,000 crore company in the chemicals business. So, you know, you're always making about 10,000 crores of investment between these two decisions. And obviously, when a businessman invests 10,000 crore rupees, he wants a return. And there is a mammoth amount of risk that is involved. Is this investment possible without a solid foundation, without what you would call a good climate? Can you talk about the climate in which things are happening which allow you to take these fearless decisions?
You know, any of these decisions happen on the basis of policies, on the basis of the environment, on the basis of the confidence you have on the administration. And I think that confidence is so huge that people are actually becoming not only ambitious, but as you said, fearless in taking investment decisions.
You're talking cautiously still, Sanjeev, but I just wanted you to make this point because, and I'll say this to the audience, you wouldn't be hearing this, that, you know, Sanjeev, if I can just take a detour and give my own. Sometimes we hear that, you know, things are difficult, the government wants a lot of compliance, taxes are being followed, businessmen are feeling insecure, Indian businesses are leaving India, people are leaving their Indian citizenship, more Indians want to stay in Dubai than in India, but Sanjeev Goenka still continues to do almost all his business in India. And if he's going abroad, it is for business reasons, for investment. So he's a classic example of a person. So don't believe the story if somebody tells you that businessmen don't want to be compliant. I think that's a living example of that story. Congratulations to you, Sanjeev, for that. That's a really good thing that you're doing. Suesha takes the next question. Suesha.
In fact, Mr. Goenka, I want to make a point further to what Arnav just said about the acquisition of the 4,000 crore company in the chemicals business. You just spoke about favorable government policies. How do you manage to converge that with an astute group strategy? And how does this diversification complement the group's mission towards sustainability? What are your long-term plans on that?
This company is actually producing something called green chelates in addition to phosphonates. Green chelates is the most green version of detergents that you can get. And Aquafarm is one of the 2 companies in the world which has this technology. It's very easy to scale up from here, and this is as green gets. I mean, we have the world majors who are our consumers and potential clients who are waiting to get this product.
Right, and you know, you take a lot of pride in Indian roots. You're also very high on Ayurveda and the ancient legacy of it. What are the company's plans to take Ayurveda to the international realm now?
So we are going to launch Indian Ayurveda in a modified, easy to consume form towards the end of this calendar year in the US. So for example, a traditional kadha, as we know it, will not be sold as a kadha, but will be sold as an infusion. The normal Chyawanprash The normal Shitopaladi will be sold in gummy form. So it's all easy to consume. It's the same formulation, but just made easy to consume.
Can I take the next? Sanjeev, you are a 200-year-old group if you look at your whole history. And you have a big asset base. You have a $7 billion asset base. You have solid revenue flow. You have, I think, of over $4 billion annually revenue flow, 4.3 billion, I'm told. So you should be in a good position to be looking at areas where the growth will be. I'm sure you don't believe in sitting on capital. I'm sure you believe in investing, and you're investing, you're going into different areas. So I'm very curious to know, and many businessmen, entrepreneurs will be keen to know what are those areas which someone as savvy as Sanjeev Goenka will invest in. You're going into some areas, some element of FMCG, you've gone into a bit of media, and you've acquired an IPL team, which I don't think was a business decision, it was more an emotional decision. But having said that, what are the areas in which Bharat over the next decade will see exponential growth?
You know, green energy is one business where you will see huge growth. So we are investing in solar generation, in wind generation. In fact, we have said that about 60 to 70% of the power that we distribute in the 6 cities that we have the license to operate will be green. We are going to get into hydrogen electrolyzers. We are exploring this area in a very strong way. That's one. Green chelates is another form of completely green product. Ayurveda is again as green as it gets. So we are looking at green as the path forward. We do believe that is the way to go. I'd just like to mention your comment on the IPL team.
Yes, meant to provoke you.
I heard this before, that it was not a business decision.
Yes.
But let me just say that I paid 7,000 crores for the license. 2 years later, I sit on more than one offer at a value of 14,000 plus.
So you're saying that investing 7,000 crores in Lucknow Super Giants is a business decision?
Well, out of the 7,000, I've said this before and I'll say this again, 6,100 was something that came out of a calculation done by our advisors and financial consultants. And 100 crores per year was the passion element.
Don't worry, I'm just provoking you. I'm just pulling your legs, Sanjeev. Don't take me seriously on this one. Let me have some fun. It's been a day of serious conversations, and I think I have the ability to pull your leg once in a while. We go back a long enough way to do that. But what are you doing? I mean, are people like you and Gautam Adani, Mukesh Ambani, I'm sure, and other major, the Birlas, are you doing enough to generate entrepreneurship? That's my first question. And my second question is, how do you view people who are running behind valuation? You see, Sanjeev, you're a 200-year-old company. Today, everybody wants to be a billionaire within 6 months. Everybody is after this valuation game. And running behind the valuation game, you've seen what happened to certain companies in recent days, like Byju's and others, you know. So, please answer both these questions. It's important that we must have the right ethics when we are running a business. So 2 questions. Are you really doing enough to grow entrepreneurs from your side as a company, as an individual? And C, what do you make of this running behind billions instead of building sustainable businesses?
Arnab, if you build sustainable businesses which are profitable and growth oriented, you will make billions. A concept can give you a head start, but if it is not sustainable, if it is not cash accretive, if it is not stakeholder remunerative, you are not going to get valuations which are sustainable. So I, for one, am not a great believer in these very fancy kind of media hype that gets created over certain companies. But having said that, look at the number of companies which have started from scratch and have done so admirably. There's so much to be learned from that zeal, from that spirit, from that never say die attitude. You talked about Mukesh and Gautam Bhai and Kumar. They are in a scale way above mine. Mukesh is somebody I've unabashedly said is like my guru. He's somebody I look up to. He's somebody I try to follow. But they are there, I'm here. So, as far as I'm concerned, as far as we are concerned, we've started a small venture capital fund for FMCG, where we are not investing in startups, but second stage startups. And we are not only putting capital, but we are giving management expertise, and we are helping these companies scale up. So it's a small thing, it's not enough, but it's a beginning.
That's really good. And I think that's excellent. I think it's good that you're also investing in the media, because that's where commitment and impact investing is happening. So I think it's all good. You know, we look up to you. I think you're a very grounded person. And I think, you represent traditional values. I think your next generation is going to take it to the next level. And we're always proud to be associated with you and to speak to you. So, Swesha, may you close,
Absolutely.
please.
And in fact, furthering this point, there are also businesses that are struggling to stay relevant. You have a 200-year-old legacy group. You've seen governments change one generation after the other. How do you manage to evolve, innovate at every step? We are talking about Bharat, the next decade. What is the game plan for RPSG in the decade to come?
Frankly, I'm not thinking of a decade. It's the whole planning horizon has narrowed down. So over the next 3 years, we are investing about 55,000 crores, mostly towards green projects. That's committed, and that's at various stages of takeoff. And we'll take the next step. We'll start planning on that 12 months from now.
So, 3 takeaways from this conversation, Swesha, that I carry. 1, invest in India. Big Indian businesses are investing in India. This theory that big Indian businesses and successful businesses want to leave India because of compliance issues is completely wrong. Absolutely wrong. Second big takeaway is invest in value creation, not valuation. And I think that's very important. And third is, from talking to him, remain grounded. Thank you very much. It's been an absolute pleasure, and look forward to seeing you soon, Sanjeev. Thank you, Sanjeev. Lots of love. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, moving on, the Congress party on late Saturday evening released the 4th list of candidates for the upcoming Lok Sabha election. The election saw some big names finally pitted by the Congress for the Lok Sabha polls, with senior leaders Digvijay Singh set to contest from Varanasi, UP Congress chief Ajay Rai pitted against Prime Minister Modi in Varanasi, and Karti Chidambaram, who was named from the Sivaganga constituency. Here's a detailed report. 2 days after Congress released the 3rd list of candidates, the Grand Old Party on late Saturday released its 4th list of 46 candidates for the upcoming Lok Sabha polls. Mallikarjun Kharge-led Congress has left Rajasthan's Nagaur Lok Sabha constituency for Hanuman Beniwa's Rashtriya Loktantrik Party. UP Congress chief Ajay Rai has been pitted against Prime Minister Modi in Varanasi. Former Jammu and Kashmir Minister Lal Singh, who rejoined the Congress after a 10-year stint away from the Grand Old Party, has been fielded from Udhampur. Danish Ali, who was suspended from BSP 3 days ago for anti-party activities, is set to contest from UP's Amroha. Congress veteran Digvijay Singh has been fielded from Rajgarh Lok Sabha constituency. Meanwhile, Karthi Chidambaram, who's currently facing ED heat in connection to an alleged money laundering case, is contesting from Sivakanga in Tamil Nadu. With the fourth list now out, what is left to be seen is how Congress's strategy pans out in the upcoming Lok Sabha elections. Well, the BJP has convened a crucial meeting of the Central Election Committee to finalize the selection of party candidates for the upcoming polls, with Prime Minister Modi chairing the meet. Present at the meeting were also top BJP leaders, including Party President JP Nadda, Union Home Minister Amit Shah, Defence Minister Rajnath Singh, and Chief Ministers of various states. So far, the BJP has released 4 lists and this meet is set to finalize the candidates for the Lok Sabha polls. Here's a report on this.
With Lok Sabha polls just weeks away, the BJP is set to release its last list of candidates. Prime Minister Modi chaired BJP's Central Election Committee meeting at BJP headquarters in the national capital. PM Modi, along with other top BJP guns, Home Minister Amit Shah, BJP Chief JP Nadda and UP Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath held the meeting. Chhattisgarh Chief Minister Vishnu Deo Sai, Union Minister Bhupendra Yadav, among others, were in attendance. The BJP has released 4 lists of candidates so far. Bureau Report, Republic TV.
Well, let's take a look at some of the other top news stories now. Prime Minister Modi chaired the CEC meeting in the national capital last evening ahead of the Lok Sabha polls. The party is expected to release its 5th and final list of candidates. In its 4th candidate list for the upcoming Lok Sabha elections, consisting of 46 names, Congress has fielded its prominent leaders Digvijay Singh, Manikam Tagore, Karthi Chidambaram and Danish Ali from the Rajgarh, Virudnagar, Sivaganga and Amroha constituencies respectively. Congress leader Ajay Rai is set to contest the Lok Sabha elections against Prime Minister Narendra Modi from the Varanasi constituency. Congress top brass fielded the leader in its 4th list of candidates. Former Jammu and Kashmir Minister Chaudhry Lal Singh has been fielded by the Congress from the Udhampur constituency. Singh was ousted from the BJP on allegations of backing a rape accused. His recent induction back into the Congress had stoked a fresh political controversy. Former Bihar Chief Minister and RJD Chief Lalu Prasad Yadav's daughters Rohini Acharya and Meesa Bharti are likely to contest the Lok Sabha elections. Rohini Acharya is likely to contest from Saran constituency and Meesa Bharti from Patliputra Lok Sabha constituency. On seat sharing with the JDS, former Karnataka Deputy Chief Minister C.N. Ashwath Narayan said that the BJP-JDS alliance partners will start poll preparations in full swing and is confident of winning all 28 seats in Karnataka.
Good seat arrangements have been finalized. It will remove all the confusion. Even our NDA partner, our alliance partner, JDS party also can start preparing, and they can also ensure this coordination happens and their candidate they can field and prepare for the upcoming election. So we are going to win all the 28 seats. I wish all the best for the JDS party, and we are going to win all the seats, and we are expecting all the cooperation from JDS.
6 Congress rebel MLAs and 3 independent MLAs of Himachal Pradesh who joined the BJP received a grand welcome in Shimla. The newly inducted BJP MLAs blamed the Congress government in the state for mismanagement and hailed Prime Minister Modi's development plan. After joining the BJP, Himachal Rebel Minister Sudhir Sharma said that the government failed to deliver on its promises and a lack of response from the party high command hurt the self-respect of elected MLAs. He added that he joined the BJP due to the policies of Prime Minister Modi. Former JDU MLA Bima Bharti joined the RJD in the presence of Tejasvi Yadav. She said that while she has nothing against Bihar Chief Minister Nitish Kumar, his coterie around him are spoiling the state governance. She also expressed her wish to contest the Lok Sabha elections from Purnia. Well, we slip into a quick commercial break now, but coming up next, the Aam Aadmi Party plans door-to-door outreach as Delhi High Court dismisses Kejriwal's request for an urgent hearing on his bail petition.
Amity has been ranked India's #1 private university for the 11th year by India Today, a testimony to Amity's world-class education whilst imbibing values and sanskars in students.
In the run-up to the Lok Sabha elections, the BJP is putting all its efforts to strengthen its foothold in the southern part of India. In Karnataka, the BJP and its regional ally, the Janata Dal Secular Party, have sealed the seat-sharing pact. Karnataka State Election in charge Radha Mohan Das Agarwal confirmed that JDS has been given the Kolara, Hassan and Mandya seats for the polls. This comes just 3 days after former Chief Minister Basvaraj Bommai had said that the Congress will fall apart in the state if the pact is finalized.
It is on the verge of splitting. I believe that the moment Narendra Modi ji, our Honorable Prime Minister, will take a oath, after that few months, Congress are most likely to be divided.
Karnataka leaders have welcomed the seat share deal and are confident of winning all 28 seats in the state.
Seat arrangements have been finalized. It will remove all the confusion. Even our NDA partner, our alliance partner, JDS party also can start preparing, and they can also ensure this coordination happens and their candidate they can field and prepare for the upcoming election. So we are going to win all the 28 seats.
भारतीय जनता पार्टी और JDS ने मिलकर तय किया है, हम 28 सीटें लड़ेंगे, आपस में सहयोग से लड़ेंगे। 25 सीटें भारतीय जनता पार्टी लड़ेगी जहां JDS हमें सहयोग करेगा, 3 सीटें JDS लड़ेगी जहां हमारे कार्यकर्ता उनको सहयोग करेंगे।
With the Prime Minister on a relentless pan-India campaign ahead of the mega 2024 battle, will this alliance pose a formidable challenge to the Congress? Bureau Report, Republic TV.
The UN General Assembly or UNGA passed its first global resolution on artificial intelligence, emphasizing human rights, data protection and risk monitoring in AI.
It's 9:30 viewers, and here are the headlines. Russian President Vladimir Putin draws Ukraine linked to the Moscow terror attack, calls it a pre-planned attack on civilians, vows retribution. Prime Minister Narendra Modi chairs the BJP CEC meeting to decide the list of candidates for Lok Sabha polls. Amit Shah and JP Nadda in attendance. Congress releases the 4th list of 46 candidates ahead of the Lok Sabha polls. Ajay Rai to contest against Prime Minister from Varanasi. Aam Aadmi Party plans door-to-door outreach as Delhi High Court dismisses Kejriwal's request for an urgent hearing on his bail petition. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh to visit Siachen to celebrate Holi with military personnel today itself. IIT Guwahati student posts online that he has joined ISIS, detained by Assam police. Now viewers, we are keeping you ahead on all that's happening with the Delhi Chief Minister as he is in the ED custody. Now sources report that the Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal, while in the ED custody, has issued the first directive regarding the Delhi government. In a written communication, he has instructed the Water Department. And while the Delhi Minister Atashi is expected to address the media in a press conference regarding this matter as well, we are looking at how trouble really is mounting for the Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal, as he had earlier as well approached the court for a bail, and from the High Court to the Apex Court as well, that petition had also been rejected. For more on this, let me also bring in my colleague Abhijit, who's reporting on the story for us. Abhijit, tell us more about this directive that has now been issued for the Water Board, and we are looking at, of course, awaiting Atashi's big statement to the media at around 10 a.m. But what is this directive that has been issued, and what really is the kind of trouble that really is mounting for the Delhi Chief Minister in behind bars?
The opposition, since Arvind Kejriwal's arrest, the opposition has been putting pressure for him to step down from his position. However, Arvind Kejriwal has again issued directives from the jail for the first time, and he has directed his minister Atishi to hold a press conference. And the sources are telling us that this is for the first. The oppositions are also saying that. That it's a very shameful act. That person in the ED custody has been trying to hold a press conference, and even called Bharatiya Janata Party MP Manoj Tiwari has called that the press conference of Arvind Kejriwal's wife shameful. That she has been sitting on the CM's chair and addressing, reading out a message from Arvind Kejriwal. So we are looking up.
All right, Abhijit, if you could also elaborate for us to understand better as to the legalities of it, because we had seen how there was another summons that had been issued to Arvind Kejriwal in the Water Department investigation that was being carried out. Atashi to that had stated that we don't know what this investigation is all about. On the other side, we also hear that Arvind Kejriwal, from the very beginning had stated that even if he's put behind bars, he will be running the government from behind bars as well. Now, is that something that we see happening as far as this directive is concerned? And if you could elaborate upon what really is ahead for the Delhi Chief Minister?
Yeah. So, despite the pressure from the opposition, despite the pressure from the Bharatiya Janata Party and other leaders from the ruling party, the Arvind Kejriwal through his wife's statement has made clear that he is not willing to step down from his position, and soon after that he had issued his first order from ED's custody to his minister, and the Aam Aadmi Party leaders have also been telling us that the action has been illegal. His arrest has been illegal. They have been claiming since Arvind Kejriwal was arrested on the night of March 21st. Soon after, the Delhi court had refused any interim relief to him. The Aam Aadmi Party leaders have been saying out in the open that this arrest has been illegal, and the minister and their chief minister will not step down from his position and will continue to serve the people of Delhi. That is what has come out from his wife's statement also, which she had released yesterday. So it's pretty clear that he will continue to pass more orders. He will continue to run his government, but it will be evident to see how things fall out in the next couple of days. And before his bail plea has also been pending and will be heard in the Delhi court. Is expected to be heard in the court on March 27, that is Monday.
That's right, Abhijit. Stay on with us as we are also, also following the developments that are happening as far as the Aam Aadmi Party protesters and supporters also go. We are looking at how the Aam Aadmi Party supporters have gathered for a protest at the ITO following the Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal's arrest by the Enforcement Directorate in the excise policy case that had been under scrutiny as far as the Delhi Chief Minister is also concerned. We had looked at how the BRS leader K. Kavita had also been taken into custody, and now we are looking at how outside of the ED custody, the Aam Aadmi Party supporters and members continue to carry out a protest at the ITO following the Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal's arrest. From the very beginning, Abhijit, we had seen that the kind of political rhetoric that the Aam Aadmi Party had been resorting to, they had been claiming that this arrest, in fact, is a political one and that there is no basis to this kind of an arrest. However, we have been tracking the entire investigation from the very beginning, and there are some very serious allegations that have been levelled against the Delhi Chief Minister. Walk us through the details as far as the Aam Aadmi Party protest is also concerned, and what's to be expected as far as Atishi and her statement that we are awaiting at around 10 a.m.
So clearly, following the orders from the Chief Minister, Atishi will address the press conference. That's what we are being told. But the Aam Aadmi Party's protest has been continuing since the arrest on the night of March 21st. Since then, the Aam Aadmi Party workers and the senior leaders have been on the road protesting against the Chief Minister's arrest. And I think that what we have been told from the sources that the struggle on the road will continue till the time the Aam Aadmi Party chief is likely to get some relief from the court, which is expected to be heard after the holy holidays, once the court reopens. But clearly, I mean, this has been made evident from the statement released by Aam Aadmi Party leaders and Arvind Kejriwal's wife in a statement yesterday that despite all the serious allegations against him in the court and during the hearing on Friday at the Rouse Avenue Court, which refused to give any relief to Arvind Kejriwal and send him on a 6-day ED remand for further investigation and further questioning. The Aam Aadmi Party leaders have been on the ground claiming that this entire arrest has been a propaganda, this has been illegal, and there is nothing against the leader that has been proved. Despite the court finding more relevance to it, to the ED's claim and investigation. This will be interesting to see how things unfold today. And once Atishi will hold this press conference, things will come out more clearly in the open today.
Well, that's right. Abhijit, stay on with us, as we are also getting in several reactions from the BJP, who are launching scathing attacks against the Delhi Chief Minister, even as the Aam Aadmi Party workers and supporters continue to call it a political arrest. Let's listen.
किसी को 8-9 बार तक समन होता है और वो समन को रेस्पेक्ट नहीं करता है, मतलब क्या है? मतलब मैं गिरफ्तारी को खुद निमंत्रण दे दिया हूं। अगर आप पहला समन में ही चला जाता था, शायद आप गिरफ्तारी नहीं होता था। आपने नहीं किया, मतलब आप गिरफ्तारी को आपने खुद आमंत्रण किया है कि आओ मुझे गिरफ्तार करो।
अरविंद केजरीवाल ने ठान लिया है कि ना तो हम कानून का पालन करेंगे और ना तो किसी को कानून का पालन करने की प्रेरणा देंगे, भले संविधान की शपथ लिए हों। दिल्ली के खजाने की लूट छोटी मोटी नहीं हुई है। अगर हम कैलकुलेट करते हैं तो लगभग 5000 करोड़ से ज्यादा दिल्ली के खजाने का, जिससे झुग्गी बस्तियों में साफ पानी दिया जा सकता था, लोगों के घरों में नल से जल दिया जा सकता था।
Now, viewers, all that we are learning as far as the liquor policy scam is concerned, so far we have seen that the Enforcement Directorate has already taken into custody the Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal, and the kind of allegations that have really been levelled against him, and as far as his involvement in the liquor policy scam is also concerned. And on the other side, we also see that the BRS leader K. Kavita has been kept in the ED custody. In fact, her custody has also been prolonged as well. Let's take a look at this report to understand how far the investigation has reached by the Enforcement Directorate.
मेरा जीवन देश के लिए समर्पित है और चाहे अंदर हो या बाहर देश के लिए।
A day after the Delhi High Court granted 6-day ED custody to Kejriwal, The AAP chief has moved the Delhi High Court seeking an urgent hearing tomorrow for bail. He called the ED custody illegal. In another huge setback to the BRS, the court has extended the ED custody of leader K. Kavita by 3 days in connection with the Delhi Liquorgate scam. These developments come 24 hours after a fierce courtroom battle where the ED claimed that Kavita had conspired in paying kickback money to AAP worth over 100 crores. As Kejriwal continues to be in ED custody, his wife has called for support for the Aam Aadmi Party chief.
आपका भाई, आपका बेटा लोहे का बना है, बहुत मजबूत है। बस एक विनती है, एक बार मंदिर ज़रूर जाना और भगवान से मेरे लिए आशीर्वाद मांगना।
The political face-off has escalated over Kejriwal's arrest saga, with INDI rallying behind arrested Delhi Chief Minister.
If you see, I'm at the very ground here. You can see all those protesters saying that the arrest of Mr. Arvind Kejriwal is illegal. I'm joined by one of the Aam Aadmi Party workers. क्या है इस प्रोटेस्ट के बारे में?
प्रोटेस्ट के बारे में यही है जो केजरीवाल जी के साथ इन्होंने तानाशाही करके दिखाया हुआ है, वो तानाशाही नहीं चलेगी। जनता का भाई है केजरीवाल जी, जनता का बेटा है केजरीवाल जी।
क्या मांगे हैं आपकी?
हमारी मांग यही है, जो गलत अत्याचार लगा रहे हैं, जो झूठे आरोप लगाए जा रहे हैं, उससे नहीं दबेगी आम आदमी पार्टी, और हर आदमी केजरीवाल है आम आदमी के लिए।
Opposition leaders have called out the centre for misuse of central probe agencies.
बात साफ है कि सीधा सीधा दादागिरी चल रही है। कोई कानून नहीं है, कोई ऑर्डर नहीं है, आपने हमको हमारे ही दफ्तर से जाने से रोक दिया। तो आम आदमी पार्टी चुनाव कैसे लड़ेगी?
Arvind Kejriwal is a popular chief minister of Delhi, and in a short duration, Aam Aadmi Party has managed to form two state governments. So it is pretty clear that he is being targeted. This is a politically motivated campaign against him, and this is a political arrest.
आप देख लीजिए ना क्या हो रहा है। जिस प्रकार से ये दो मुख्यमंत्री जेलों में बंद हैं, ये लोकतंत्र की हत्या हो रही है।
On the other hand, BJP leaders gathered at Rajghat asserting their stand against the corruption trail by the AAP.
जिस व्यक्ति के ऊपर इतनी बड़ी इल्ज़ाम लगी हुई है, मैं मानता हूं कि नैतिकता के आधार पर उन्हें अपना पद छोड़ना चाहिए। अब स्पष्ट हो गया है कि आम आदमी पार्टी पूर्ण रूप से कुर्सी की दौड़ में है, जनता की दौड़ में नहीं।
What made Kejriwal take Liquorgate route? How long can AAP remain defiant? Bureau Report, Republic TV.
Time now for some news in brief. CPIM announced the names of the candidate for 4 more Lok Sabha seats in West Bengal, including Mushirabad, where CPIM State Secretary Mohammad Salim has been fielded. The Left Front has already announced the names of candidates for 16 seats in the first list, and out of them, 13 are from the CPIM and 1 each from RSP, CPI and Forward Bloc. On the arrest of the Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal, Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sarma said that when someone is summoned 8 to 9 times and the person does not respect the summons, it only means that the person is inviting his arrest. He added that he had gone to the ED the first time he was summoned, he would not have been arrested. In the upcoming Lok Sabha elections, Congress has made Virendra Rawat, former Chief Minister Harish Rawat, its candidate from Haridwar seat, and Prakash Joshi from Nainital. A team of Archaeological Survey of India arrived at Bhojshala complex in Dhar, Madhya Pradesh. The ASI began its archaeological survey of the Bhojshala complex on March 22nd. Congress leader Ajay Rai is set to contest the Lok Sabha elections against Prime Minister Narendra Modi from the Varanasi constituency. Congress's top brass fielded the leader in its 4th list of the candidates. Aam Aadmi Party supporters continue to protest at the ITO against Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal's arrest by the ED in the excise policy case. Arvind Kejriwal was arrested on Thursday night by the Enforcement Directorate. BJP is likely to release its final list of candidates for the upcoming Lok Sabha elections today. Other parties are yet to release the remaining lists of the candidates. Slipping into a very short break here now, viewers. On the other side, we get you details of the Prime Minister Narendra Modi chairing the BJP CEC meeting to decide the list of candidates for Lok Sabha polls. Amit Shah and JP Nadda were in attendance. Congress releases fourth list of 46 candidates ahead of Lok Sabha polls. Ajay Rai to contest against Prime Minister Modi from Varanasi.
Amity has been ranked India's #1 private university for the 11th year by India Today, a testimony to Amity's world-class education whilst imbibing values and sanskars in students.
From an anti-India rhetoric to now a reconciliatory tone, Maldives President Mohammad Muizzu has now softened his hardline stance against India. The pro-China leader has sought debt relief from India. Muizzu's request comes amid strained diplomatic ties between the two nations. Remember, Maldives owed India approximately $400.9 million by the end of last year. During his interview to a local media channel, President Muizzu urged India to accommodate debt relief measures for the Maldives in the repayment of the hefty loans taken over consecutive governments. He said that discussions were on with New Delhi for a debt relief. He expressed hope that India would consider an option which is economically viable for his nation. He also said that during his discussion, he told PM Modi that Maldives wouldn't halt any ongoing projects. That's not all. He said that India and Maldives will continue to remain close allies. His comments praising India comes close on the heels of India withdrawing the first batch of military personnel from the island nation this month as planned. Remember, President Muizzu had demanded that all 88 military personnel manning the 3 Indian aviation platforms should leave the country. In the past, Muizzu's moves have often been pursued as anti-India, but now he has backtracked. Remember, after taking oath, Muizzu pursued a pro-Chinese policy, starting with his visit to Beijing. Muizzu signed a comprehensive strategic cooperative partnership, besides signing 20 agreements to assist his nation's infrastructure after his meeting with Xi Jinping. On the other hand, Beijing has also announced a $130 million grant, besides promising to send more tourists to Maldives, which is heavily dependent on tourism. In fact, without taking India's name, President Muizzu said Maldives may be a small nation, but this doesn't give a license to anyone to bully the island nation. The verbal rant didn't end there. Taking a dig at previous regimes in Maldives, Muizzu said while previous administrations used to change seats with permission from others,
DMK और कांग्रेस two sides of the same coin है. DMK और कांग्रेस का मतलब है big corruption. DMK और कांग्रेस का मतलब है one family rule.
We have been tracking all that is happening as far as the BJP CEC meet is also concerned. On the other side, we see the Grand Old Party of the Congress, in fact, has also released their 4th list of candidates for the Lok Sabha elections. Here's a breakup.
Two days after Congress released the 3rd list of candidates, the Grand Old Party on late Saturday released its 4th list of 46 candidates for the upcoming Lok Sabha polls. Mallikarjun Kharge-led Congress has left Rajasthan's Nagaur Lok Sabha constituency for Hanuman Beniwa's Rashtriya Loktantrik Party. UP Congress chief Ajay Roy has been pitted against Prime Minister Modi in Varanasi. Former Jammu and Kashmir Minister Lal Singh, who rejoined the Congress after a 10-year stint away from the Grand Old Party, has been fielded from Udhampur. Danish Ali, who was suspended from BSP 3 days ago for anti-party activities, is set to contest from UP's Amroha. Congress veteran Digvijay Singh has been fielded from Rajgarh Lok Sabha constituency. Meanwhile, Karti Chidambaram, who is currently facing ED heat in connection to an alleged money laundering case, is contesting from Sivakanga in Tamil Nadu. With the fourth list now out, what is left to be seen is how Congress's strategy pans out in the upcoming Lok Sabha elections.
Now, viewers, shifting our focus and keeping you ahead on the ghastly terror attack that has taken place in Moscow, where the death toll, in fact, is increasing and has surpassed 150. We are looking at the President Vladimir Putin, who has responded to it and has also promised retribution on the same. Here's a report.
At least 150 people have lost their lives and nearly 200 have been injured in Moscow terror attack. Russia has faced one of its worst terror attacks in the last 20 years. President Vladimir Putin has called it a barbaric terrorist attack and a planned mass murder.
The investigative authorities will do everything to identify all details of this crime, but it is already evident that we face not just a cynically organized terrorist attack, but a massive mass killing of civilians.
The Russian president has drawn the Ukraine link to the deadly terror attack and has announced March 24th as a national mourning day.
Все четверо непосредственных исполнителей теракта, все те, кто стрелял, убивал людей, найдены и задержаны. Они пытались скрыться и двигались в сторону Украины, где, по предварительным данным, для них с украинской стороны было подготовлено окно для перехода государственной границы.
While ISIS has claimed responsibility for the attack, the Russian government has denied rumors that those detained on suspicion are Russian citizens. The incident comes days after the US warned Russia about a planned terror attack. Is Ukraine behind the Moscow terror attack? Did America know about it?
Time now for some news in brief. At least 8 people were killed, including 2 women in central Gaza, as the strike hit a house in Deir al-Balah, a city in Palestine. The bodies recovered from the rubble were taken to the morgue. Hundreds of demonstrators who reject the abortion law gathered in Argentina's Buenos Aires area to protest against it. The crowd took to the streets to show their rejection of the current law, carrying signs reading Argentina without abortion. UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres stated that it is time to flood Gaza with aid, as he also urged an immediate ceasefire between Israel and Hamas. More than half of Gaza's population has taken refuge there. The Ukrainian energy minister stated that Russian forces targeted power facilities across the country and attempted to initiate a complete blackout. The minister also urged Ukrainian allies to supply further air defense systems to prevent further attacks. Flowers and candles were left outside the Russian embassy in Italy's Rome after the deadly Moscow attack. Russian President Vladimir Putin said that authorities have detained a total of 11 people in the attack as well. Flowers and candles were left outside the Russian embassy in Italy's Rome after a deadly Moscow attack. Russian President Vladimir Putin said authorities have detained a total of 11 people in the attack as well. Slipping into a very short break. On the other side, we get you details of the Prime Minister Modi chairing BJP CEC meeting to decide the list of candidates for Lok Sabha polls. Amit Shah and JP Nadda were also in attendance.
Amity has been ranked India's #1 private university for the 11th year by India Today, a testimony to Amity's world-class education whilst imbibing values and sanskars in students.
The UN General Assembly or UNGA passed its first global resolution on artificial intelligence, emphasizing human rights, data protection and risk monitoring in AI development. Proposed by the US and co-sponsored by China along with 122 countries, the resolution advocates stronger privacy policies and oversight for AI technologies. The resolution reflects worldwide efforts to regulate AI amid concerns over its potential risks to democracy, fraud and job displacement. Despite political challenges, the US is moving forward with AI regulation to protect consumers, workers, and national security interests. International efforts are crucial in addressing AI-related challenges, as shown by recent revelations of AI-driven hacking by Russia and China.
The surgery was successful. However, tests after the operation found cancer had been present. I wanted to take this opportunity to say thank you personally for all the wonderful messages of support and for your understanding whilst I've been recovering from surgery. It has been an incredibly tough couple of months for our entire family, but I've had a fantastic medical team who have taken great care of me, for which I'm so grateful. In January, I underwent major abdominal surgery in London, and at the time, it was thought that my condition was non-cancerous. The surgery was successful. However, tests after the operation found cancer had been present. My medical team therefore advised that I should undergo a course of preventative chemotherapy, and I'm now in the early stages of that treatment.
Good morning, you're watching Republic TV. I'm Kriti Mehta. We're live and breaking. Let's start the bulletin with the fresh headlines. Russian President Vladimir Putin draws Ukraine link to the Moscow terror attack, calls it a pre-planned attack on civilians,